Hey, welcome to End of the Beginning video podcast. Here we talk about the episode that just came out a few days ago. So hope you like it. I'm David Sobolak, your host, and I'm also the director of the show.
I'm John Bowman. I play Xavier.
I am Louis Senya Grant, and I play David.
All right. So here we're gonna have two segments today. One where I ask questions about the episodes to our actors, and the second one will be a behind the scenes segment where we talk about stuff that went on while we were shooting. So here first we're on the questions. So let's look back into the episode, saying the beginning of the episode we see Louis, David, him walking down a path, and we know what just went down with Richard, who had just turned into a zombie. They call them graybacks. So, Louis, what can we say is going through your head? Like, what are you thinking right now as David?
After the situation with Richard went down, all that's going through David's head is nothing but confusion, and he's very lost. And all he's been doing is just moving forward, not looking back, not going back, for many reasons. So.
Okay. Yeah. And soon after getting a nice drink of water, David hears the yell, and he goes to check on it. And we meet up with Luke and Xavier, and Luke is kind of having a hard time while he's fighting. I guess he doesn't really know what's going on exactly. But when we look at Xavier, he has like this bloodlust in his eyes when he's beating the whatever living is left in the zombie out of it. So let's talk about that. What can you tell us about that with his story, or him?
With Xavier's mindset, it takes you to a place where insanity comes into play. After the apocalypse, he just lost it, and there's a couple parts that I can't mention because in the next episode. So it is very crucial that he needs to stay the badass of the show.
Okay. And
he needs to find a way to not give up and to not be by himself, basically. If he is by himself, he will get nowhere.
So basically you're saying that him as a person needs to be the strong, like, brute of the group. Like, he feels the need to be that.
Yes.
Okay.
Obviously.
Okay.
Yep.
Sounds
all right. So Louis, as David, comes in for a save and helps out Luke. And now we see that David wants to join the group, and Luke is all for it. Or Luke is asking David to join the group. And it comes to see that Luke seems to be kind of a mediator. Now, we don't have Alex here with us right now, the actor who plays Luke, but we can say, why is it that Xavier seems like such a bully to David, and why is it that Luke seems to be the mediator? We'll all comment on this, I guess. Mm-hmm. So.
Well, my character would love to join a group because he has been on the road for a while now, and for somebody to offer to join a group, I mean, yeah, he's obviously going to take it, but then when Xavier comes in and is, like, fuck off and everything, you can get some kind of worried, like, mm-hmm. Oh, what are these guys capable of? What will they do to me? Like, are they doing this just to get my supplies? Like, I don't know what your character has gone through.
Xavier's mindset is he doesn't want anybody in the group right now.
He doesn't trust anybody.
He doesn't trust anybody, exactly.
Okay.
The reason why he doesn't trust anybody is because if you do trust somebody in the apocalypse, you do have that risk of them being a total different person than what they actually are. So with him being a bully, he has a reason to be.
Okay.
He doesn't have the mentality of trusting somebody because he barely even knows you.
It's very. I can understand that. It's just shocking when you come out of nowhere saying "fuck off" like right away, and it's just like, hey, whoa.
Yeah.
Right. Now, and I feel like Luke, in this sense, that they probably haven't come across people in the time that Xavier and Luke have been together, because it almost comes as a shock to Luke that Xavier's acting this way, and I feel that Luke was brought in and into the partnership pretty easily, which we'll see eventually, and that's probably why it comes as a shocker. So we'll go on to the next question. So they go and they head up to camp. Now this question's kind of for both of you. Xavier leaves Luke and David to set up camp while he goes to check the perimeter before nightfall. Now, you set up a fire instinctively, where Luke just goes and moves stuff around so he can set up a bed to lay down and whatnot, which gives me to think Luke knows what Xavier expects. And you start asking him questions about Xavier. So where was your emotion at, I guess you could say, like, after hearing a little bit more about Xavier's backstory, and what do you both think Xavier is expecting of David for future reference?
Well, when I heard the backstory of Xavier, as you can see, as I'm picking up wood, I like slow down, I look at Luke, and I don't know, it's like either worried or scared, because hearing that what Xavier somewhat went through, for what I know so far, it sounds like he knows how to get rid of somebody if he needs to, or he expects a lot. Because, like, I really don't know how to say, but my character's kind of scared of Xavier right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Your character.
There's nothing wrong with that.
It's a zombie apocalypse. I mean, you're going to be scared of a lot of people, but
big
hearing the
military
backstory
guy comes
of
up to
Xavier,
me, I'd be pretty scared too.
I mean, shit.
Yeah.
Xavier needs at least a couple people in his life.
Right.
The reason why he feels so alone still is because, well, I can't explain. Because
Right.
Well, pretty much what has
You'll-
happened.
The next
But-
episode.
in the next episode, yes. But he has a total trust issue with different people in this world. This world that he is led to believe is that if you don't survive, you are going to get killed somehow in some way. The only aspect is him trying to save himself in kind of like a selfish way. But he needs people to be there with him to make him survive throughout this
But
apocalypse.
what I don't get is, if he needs people to survive, he's going to need those people, and he's going to need him to trust them. And if he doesn't trust anybody, and he's only with himself, how is he going to survive?
It comes with the aspect of trying to trust people along the way.
So, like, instantly meeting the person and saying, join our group. Xavier is obviously be like, whoa, no,
Yeah.
we don't know him, we're not going to do this. But if you, like, hung around or met up with him a few other times and see what they can do, or talk to them more, he'd be able to trust them. So pretty much with my situation of popping up and Luke saying, hey, join our group, I can understand now why you'd be like, hey, fuck off.
Right? Exactly. That's how it all plays out.
All right. And one last point we want to talk about is Luke falls asleep. He has a dream, and basically we'll just summarize this real quick. But he has a dream of him going back to his girlfriend's house, who he was about to propose to, only to find that she's gone, taken away by who knows who. And there's a little bit of a me in that episode right there with a bloody nose. That's basically it. Takes a gun and he goes out looking for her. Now, what this, if you didn't catch on to this is a flashback dream. It's basically, he's dreaming a memory of him at the beginning of when everything went to shit. So yeah, but that ends our discussion here. What will to come of that dream and backstory for Luke, you'll see. Next episode, hopefully, will be out soon. So let's move on to the next segment, which is behind the scenes. So behind the scenes, we actually have the script here of the second episode right here. We got this pretty close in film from paper, except there were a few things, as in like the action scene. Some things we did in that scene changed a little bit. It was originally supposed to be that there were about 7 zombies that were supposed to be there.
Yeah.
And then
it turned out to be like 2.
Yeah, it turned out to be 2. We don't have the resources yet to have so many people. It's hard to get people together real quickly. Yeah. But luckily we had someone there who we just quick make-upped on and threw them in.
Thank God.
As for the zombie that Xavier was beating the crap out of, there was no zombie there. It was just him looking down at the camera with me with a blood capsule in my mouth behind the camera spitting on him. And it did not work out very well. I thought it would work out better. It didn't work out very. I wanted the blood.
I got like 1 drop on my face.
Yeah, you got like 1 drop on his face, and we just had to like put the audio, like another audio track over that, because all you heard was me spitting. But it was
as
funny.
you said, you know, we don't have the resources yet, but we're still working on it.
Right.
But right. And then it was funny because in behind the scenes, Luke, who's Alex, he had to trip over that log, and he just continually would be like, "All right, cool. So we're just doing this once, right?" I was like, "No. We're doing this from many different angles." And he's like, "Huh?" And then they continually. It took like 5 takes to get the one angle, and he just had to keep tripping and tripping.
He
it was
so
really
sick
funny.
of it. So
really
fast.
funny.
It's like, are we done yet?
Right. But it turned out well with just the 2 zombies that were there, and yeah, I think that part turned out well for how that went.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, we just filmed different angles basically the whole time and do things at completely random times. But yeah, I don't know. That's for that scene.
The scene with Luke's flashback. His perspective of talking to you.
Oh yeah.
As Alice's brother.
Right.
Which gives the emotional side of, okay, this is the only thing I'm going to be looking for. This is the only thing that matters to me as of right now.
Yeah.
Which I feel bad for you because
I was left in the dark.
yeah, you were left in the dark, but you didn't care because you didn't want to go out there.
Yeah.
It's
a scary world. It's a scary world.
It's a
You
scary
know what?
world.
There's nothing wrong with a scared man. Okay.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
nothing.
there's nothing.
But that
There's
was
a true man to like reveal that he's scared. All right, we don't want this big tough guy scared, and him be like, "I ain't scared of nothing. I ain't scared of nothing."
I'm just gonna let me talk about that scene there. I was actually just like random, like, what was it, like lipstick or something? That just like I don't remember what it was, but it was just like everywhere, and I was just like laying on the floor. And then when I chase him upstairs, I'm in my socks, so I'm like slipping while I'm trying to run. So if you watch that back and tell that I'm slipping, that is why. But yeah, I think that's about it for the behind the scenes. I played that extra zombie, by the way,
Yeah.
when they stop on the trail and they
We
hide.
couldn't find anybody.
That part,
So that
yeah,
was-
I just played a
our-
zombie and like
Our original
tripped and
zombie had
stuff.
to leave. That's right.
yeah.
Yeah.
The guy who helped us with the zombie in the earlier part was also going to help us later on with a different outfit, but he had to go. So, like I said, it's hard with resources now since we're just amateurs, but it'll all get better as we go along.
Oh yeah.
So, but anyway, you guys, that wraps it up for about this episode right now. So, thanks for watching.
Subscribe and like our videos.
Comment below, ask us questions, and we'll see you in the next episode.
See ya.
See you guys.
Good round. Great.
Tom. Shake.